Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to get going. Let people come in as and when. Okay, so there's a couple of things I want to do before we get moving on anything major. First of all, I may as well explain why I'm streaming early today. The plan today is to create a package for the game. However, I want to do some testing before I create it. So actually creating a package, I can't really stream. But I can stream testing beforehand. So the vast majority of my day is going to be making packages and uploading them to various places that we have the game. Just want to run a couple of tests because we're fixing various issues, and yesterday we're fixing a couple of major ones, but there's been a lot fixed. A lot of fixes come through because a lot of bugs were reported from the last build. Thanks to our wonderful community. Right, just saying what I'm testing here is just resetting the behavior tree. We made a change to how the behavior tree is reset to deal with a problem with creatures getting stuck using an ability. So there, see, when I press the reset behavior tree now, the ants drop properly to the ground, which is good. That's what I was hoping for. These are the tiny little fire ant workers. They're so little. They're so little. Anyway, that's behaving how I expected, so I'm going to move on from that. I don't need to continue that test. I wanted to add the mole cricket into the battle arena. I also wanted to check that you can get level 2 and 3 other ants, like army ants and that in the battle arena. So let's check that. Levels. Subterranean Brawl. At one point I was thinking of making a couple of different battle arenas, and I still might. I might make one where there's a surface. But to be honest, I think this does what it's meant to do. Okay, so let's have a quick look at what's available. See, I'm not sure whether you'll be able to spawn level 3 army ants, for example. Oh no, that works fine. Army ants are there. Trap jaws are there. The smaller army ants, they're there. Okay, slave makers look like they aren't there. So let's jot down some things that I could do with including. Okay, so Battle Arena BA improvements, British Airlines. No, Battle Arena improvements. If anyone's got any questions or anything, by the way, go ahead. Okay, so slave makers. Add slave makers. Add mole crickets. They're both in this section because they're from tier 1. I think it's just those two. Oh, update the icons for... Yeah. Our army ants and trapjaw colonies going to be available through free play later on. Okay, so the problem with army ants and trapjaws is in nature they don't build nests like a traditional colony would. Like for example, trapjaws, they don't dig as such. They don't have these subterranean nests. They instead find little gaps in trees to build their nests in. Looks like my frame rate's relatively poor there. I know why that is. I know. Is my frame rate on stream looking poor to other people? Just wondering if it's because I've got the quality on low. That looks fairly terrible to me. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay, so that's the issue, that they don't build nests, so they don't really fit with our mechanics. Now, I forgot this when I was trying to add trapjaws into... there's a new extra level called Adventure. I was trying to add them into that with like a queen, but it doesn't really make sense. So I'll probably do something different with Adventure and the trapjaws. There will be a trapjaw section of it, but I'll probably do something different than having them as a full colony. So, unlikely unless I come up with some unique way of dealing with it. I'm getting a lot of dropped frames at the minute. I think that's what's causing the issue. That looks okay now, actually. No. Anyway, I'm just going to carry on. Okay, so add slave makers, add mole crickets. So we'll do that. Now, okay, I think there's an issue with adding the mole crickets because I don't even know if they have an icon. I think the way they've currently been added is the way that those sort of colonies will work, so that they're just considered another form from a Corruptor colony. And if I come face to face with that situation again, I will probably do an extra colony again, similar to the counterparts. So I think the counterparts fulfill that role of allowing the players to play with the army ants and trapjaws. And if you haven't figured it, if you don't know this, by the way, if you complete the other foot level, it unlocks the counterpart colony, the other foot extra level, allowing you to play with trapjaws and army ants in a colony in free play. Okay. That's the wrong dialogue. Battle panel, that's the one. No, it's not the one. It's the wrong panel. Okay, that's the one. Really, this should have been a grid. Never mind. Okay, so what we got? Hover, off, and pressed, and normal. It's normal. Hover. Pressed. Oh, hang on, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. That's army ants. All right. You've cut that. Where's the... Right. I'm just going to look for the one, the blackout one, because this is going to be relatively identical to that. There's blackout. Okay. Okay. I think that should do that. Right, that should allow slave makers to be spawned into the battle arena. Let's just check. Let's check that spawning them at level 3 works as well. Slave makers, interestingly, are much stronger at level 3. In fact, the higher the level they are, the more value they are for money. So they're fairly underwhelming until you level them up. Okay, well that worked. Next, mole cricket. Right, we could have a problem here because I don't... Mole cricket might have a button actually. Let's find out. No, it doesn't look like it. Right, we're going to put in a request. I can at least do the okay, so this one's a bit funny because button. Okay, so mole cricket. Oh. Just making the request. See what he says. He might not be able to do it today. Right. Okay, so Uber mole cricket there. Standard mole cricket there. That is not what I meant at all. Great. Okay, so that should be fine. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay, so there's still something wrong there. My guess is... Yeah, I know what this is. This needs to join this here. Yeah, so I think that should do it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Loads of standard mole crickets versus an Uber. Looks to me like mole crickets can't get knocked back. So he keeps doing the knockback ability and they're not doing anything. Spawn some ants. Spawn some ants. I'm pretty sure the glowy boy would win in that situation. Let's get serious. Of course, you can't confuse an Uber. Oh, that hissing sound. Oh, it's piercing my ears. Let's zoom out a bit. No, it can't end like this. Who do you reckon's gonna win this fight? This might just despawn. Maybe I'll push it into the despawn zone. Oh no, it can't be pushed, can it? I've recently introduced that can't be pushed thing. It's just not doing any damage. Oh god. Come on, die! Yeah, finally. Oh, my frame rate looks like it's going poor again. I think I'm dropping a lot of frames for some reason. 30% of frames dropped. I'm gonna have to look into that. But I think my computer's dying, you know. I've had it for about 5-6 years now. I think the RAM is coming to an end. Probably time for a new one soon. I say that. I know it's time for a new one. I want to get a new computer. I'm planning to get a new computer. The problem is, the components to my new computer at the minute, if you want the best value, are just not available because as we know, the GeForce 30 series are just not are not available to anyone. So my computer's got a massive RAM problem at the minute. Yeah. See if there's anything I can shut down. 1 second. There might be some stuff I can take off. Okay. I suppose I can close Twitch, that might help a little bit. What is this testing on? I mean, what system am I testing on? Or anyway, I think I've done what I needed to do in this for now. I need Matt to make the icon for the mole cricket. There is one more thing I want to do, and that's just to update the icons for the things. Okay, so since I set all this up, we've allowed players to create army ants and trapdoor ants and that. This icon needs to be updated to have the sword on it. I think that one's got a sword, that one's got a shield, and that one's got a sword again. But either way, it's just... Trapjaw button reduced. That's probably it. One second. I think I heard someone knocking next door, not on this house. Anyway, hello Hoff, good to have you with us. This stream I will be testing a lot of the bug fixes that we've added, but before I do that I'm just adding a few bits and bobs that was missing. This is pressed. Hubbard's not pressed. I'm just updating a few bits and bobs throughout. Oh, so what are we doing? Okay, so that's the Trapjaws, the Army Ant Medea, and the Army Ant Mages. Cool. Save that. Okay. So mole crickets have been added, slave makers have been added, and the icons for these three have been updated. Okay, next on the agenda is... Okay, so I wanted to do something... There's work going on in one of the houses. It's not next door, it's the one over actually, but I can still hear the banging. Get a bathroom put in. So what we're going to do is we're going to... I wanted to add Uber mole crickets into free play after you've beaten excavators. So this requires some a couple of minor baseline alterations. So bear with me. Okay, so free play. So I'm looking for free play setup. There we are. Yes, Hoff, the Uber Mole Cricket was added to Battle Arena as well. I've made sure the Uber's in there. So you can try some new experiments with them. I must have found it by now. Yeah, it did. Okay. So this is the whole structure for it. So I'm gonna take this off screen now because I'm adding to creatures. So I don't want to reveal some creatures at the minute. Actually, this is free play. I can do it here because I haven't added the creatures into the free play thing, so that's okay. That's fine. You can have a look. Okay, so Uber Spiny Devil. Just going to add this here. What is this? Game types, which is in game structs. Game types. EOTU game structures. Right, I'm going to shut down the engine itself because this is going to require a recompile. But there's Uber, what's it going to be? Uber Mole Cricket. I'm not going to bother with the normal Mole Crickets in free play at the minute because I think there's more we could do with those. Still debating whether there's some way we can get them tunneling into your nest in, but I'm not sure how yet. So I'm not going to worry about it, but I'm also not going to add them. Just the Ubers for now. The giant vehicle doing a massive maneuver outside. No, everything else says true. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what it says. But basically, for people's games who are already running, that won't automatically start as true. Okay, so I'm just going to have a quick search through the code for everywhere where Uber Praying Mantis comes up. Just in case it comes up somewhere else. No, it doesn't. Okay, let me think, just in case I need to worry about this. Don't think I need to worry about it. I think we're good. Okay, so I will set this compiling and we will come to chat for a second. Okay, Mike sent me a forum link. Alright, I see. So it says, yeah, okay, the tooltip on the play extra levels mission. Yeah. Got you. We'll quickly sort that out when the engine's back up and running again. Okay, what does Huff say? Also, something interesting I noticed: wood-out mortars can stay locked on target if the target has moved behind a wall but is still in range. Really? That's a new one on me. I wonder if they I guess they don't reperform the line of sight check. That must be fairly rare. Okay, so whilst it's loading, I'll jot that down before I do anything else. So don't forget it. Mortars stay locked. Target even when line of sight is lost. I won't do a check for that. Should be easy enough to check. Okay, so since we packaged been quite a few things submitted. Okay, I'm just going to whiz through them. Okay, so fixed the problems with food. So there's that 8 food in excavators, but there's also other food in the old demo levels. It's basically when the food is buried but not in a cavern. So it was basically just assuming that food wasn't buried, but that's been changed now, so it classes as buried again. Leaf cutter randomized caverns now produce leaves that don't poke through the floor and are randomly rotated. Barrier between nests in basin is no longer destructible if you're not allied, so you can't break through that barrier if you're not allied. If you're allied, it doesn't exist at all, of course. Indestructible barriers appear as chunks of wood rather than rocks, so you'll know if you can destroy a barrier because it'll look like a piece of wood. Fixed an issue where placing a marker on an enemy nest exit with ants in a different enemy nest will cause them to remain in the nest they're currently in, so that one's been fixed. Fixed an upgrade refund bug where removing an upgrade job can be done right as the job completes, and that caused you to get a refund. Preparation for termite. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's something that's that's something that's coming. There's a little nod to the future. It's nothing that you weren't aware was coming, but because that's actually a stretch goal, is the termites. But yeah, there's stuff being put in the game. There's stuff being put in the game for termites. I just need to be careful as I'm reading through these because I forget that in amongst them is in amongst all this bug fixing that's gone on, there's also several new additions for further down the line. So I'll read that because we know the termites are coming. So preparation for termite mulch harvesting. Fixed tunnel exit visuals in one of the levels. I think it's basin. And fix the Z height with some of the leaves, so some of the leaves didn't look quite right. So fix for a crash in Formicarium 3 to do with the hand movement. Yeah, that remove the max single damage from the Uber Wolf Spider in the spider's lair level. So basically, you can now use bite to kill it more effectively than you used to be able to, because it had a maximum single damage of 6 that it could take. So it basically made bite useless against it in the spider level. Text when player has not selected a unit option for their colony in free play will no longer mention wood ants. Fix for a stale pointer. Oh, right. Fix for a stale pointer issue causing issues on lower end hardware. Fix the tunnel door being on the wrong side in the other foot. So on the other foot level, if you put creatures by the door, they will wander through. They'll wander in and they wander through the door, and that's because the door was on the wrong side. Because there's only actually, in reality, one door in that. There's not two, and it was on the other side because in the other mission it is on that side, but that's been switched back to this side, so they should no longer wander out onto a bridge that isn't there. Basic setup map option now correctly disables when selecting a map without one. Okay, so yeah, when you select a map that doesn't have a map option, it disables itself properly now in free play. Resetting position of buttons on main menu. Move to left. Oh, there's a fix for the Russian language text in the main menu. Fixed a bug with all ants which could cause them to freeze. Okay, fixed a bug with all ants which could cause them to freeze in an animation state until the player looks at them. Okay, so this is a bug that's been around for a long time, or at least we think this is that. But basically, there was a bug that could cause ants to stay in the same animation unless you looked at them. What that could cause is ants to fight on the surface without actually doing any damage, so they'd be permanently fighting. It only seems to happen with certain hardware, which is why it took so long to track down. Matt came across it when he was trying to fix something else, so hopefully that will fix it. I've added a couple of notifications in about forage flies. Oh, it looks like we're back in the engine now. Okay, I'll come back to the rest of that later. We're going to get on with free play set, adding the Uber Mall cricket into free play. Okay, so this will be in creature options. Okay, so basically, no. Right, let me check whether these have got. They do. So that needs to be added into there. Okay, next I'm just going to have a look for references to this. Oh. Okay, this has just got more complicated. You see why it's got more complicated? It's because if all wood creatures are selected, then the Uber mole cricket should be selected as well. However, if the player hasn't unlocked Uber mole cricket, it shouldn't be. So, I am going to get a coffee. Back in a minute. I haven't actually got it open. I haven't got Twitch dashboard open. I'm trying to save resources. I can't see it. Sorry. I've got OBS now has like a Twitch panel, so I'm just reading the information straight from OBS. It's great, but oh no, hang on, maybe I can. Block. I've blocked him, but oh, there, that worked. Yeah, so I can do it through the panel. It's okay. It is possible. I just needed to figure it out. Okay, so the easiest way of doing this is to treat the mole cricket as not a wood creature, not an anything creature. But the problem is there's still the problem. If you select all creatures, it should tick if you've unlocked it. So there is going to be a problem here. Anyway, auto saving. Okay, so there's a function somewhere here. To check if you've unlocked the counterpart colony. There we are. It's counterpart unlocked. Duplicate that. Is Uber mole unlocked? So it's going to be exactly the same, only it's looking for level excavators. Before I... Okay. We need to think about this. So if Uber Mole's unlocked, so either not, so basically Uber Mole Cricket's not unlocked, or put that up here. Okay, so if ubermol cricket is not unlocked or ubermol cricket is checked. Okay, that should do that bit. Moving on. What's this? Toggle all creatures. So if ubermol is unlocked, then we set it, else we don't. On this situation. Okay, because this is specific to the 3 environments. Not going to worry about that. Okay. I think this is going to need the same thing again. Trying to tell it which one to go for. This is going to cause bugs, isn't it? So yeah, so it's either, yeah. So again, if it's not, that comes out as true. So if you don't have ubermol crickets, or if Uber mole cricket's checked. Yeah, that's fine, it's all good. I think I probably am producing bugs, yes. Just join the stream. What are you currently working on? I'm currently working on getting Uber mole crickets into free play. So the idea is once you complete the level excavators, you will unlock the Uber mole crickets and you'll be allowed to put them, you'll be allowed to select them as an option in free play. However, because of the nature of unlocking it, it complicates it a bit. But I'm nearly through every reference to Ubers. It's not too bad. It's just trying to make sure that it gets put in correctly and that it interacts correctly with all the other UI elements. In trying to simplify the free play UI for players, it's made it a lot more complicated for me because it's got to do a lot of stuff in the background without the player input. So yeah, I'm just trying to get all the elements, juggling them all, making sure they're all working. Okay. So this one's slightly different. So if the mole cricket's unlocked, so if the mole cricket is unlocked and it's checked, so it's unlocked and checked, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, right, I think I've been through every reference to the Uber praying mantis there. Now I want to go through these references, make sure they're all plugged in. Okay, so that's not important. What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? None of these are important. Okay. Okay, so the Ubers aren't plugged into anything here, so I don't need to worry about it. Ubers aren't plugged into anything here, so I don't need to worry about it. The Ubers are plugged into something here, but that's already been dealt with. Okay, so that looks fine. So, just one... Okay, so... I can never find this one. Right. There. Okay, so this is me hiding it if it's not unlocked. Should be. I'm pretty close here now to getting it in the menu selectable. Guessing I haven't got it unlocked. Probably not. False. As always. Double check spelling. Make sure it's not something daft like that. But my guess is I actually haven't finished the level in. That would be my guess. I mean, there's an easy way for me to cheat this. Okay. Give it a minute whilst it sorts itself out. I don't want to save it because I don't want to save that that single button victory. 0.9 game times. Hacks. Very true. That is definitely developer hacks right there. I will not deny that. This is probably telling me that it... Oh yeah, it's not. Getting there, eh? After this, I've then actually got to make the mole crickets spawnable in the level itself. It's one thing to make it selectable from the menu, but then it's actually got to do something with that information. Don't save what I've changed on this level. Oh, I remember the Age of Empires ones. Oh, that was the one where you could spawn someone with a rocket launcher in a car. It was so ridiculous. Classic game cheats. True. Hey. Okay, so there we go. There is something I want to change though before we actually move on to the actual game, and that was that. Yeah, it's that. Literally just that. Probably because the music tracks are all done in MIDI then. Oh, funny, eh? These days, like all music tracks will be recorded in proper high quality audio, but back then, just had a MIDI player, allowed you to keep things small because you'd be turning sounds into just a set of instructions rather than a waveform. Okay. So now we need to. I'm going to start a free play game with Uber Moles on. Ooh. Okay. There's a bug. All these bugs are going to be hard to get rid of. Selecting all rainforest when map appropriate creatures is on a beach level. Unticks many Ubers. All. I see what the issue is. It's because you've got all normal creatures on. It's then gone. Okay, they've selected all creatures, so we need to turn on all Ubers. So you turn that off. It's like, okay, it's set to map appropriate because of these two. So we'll turn off Ubers, but it's not quite right. To be honest, editing that sort of thing from here should probably go to make it go to custom. Complicated. But I'll come back to that anyway. For now, I'm just going to turn that on and that on. We're going to go to embankment. Turn on randomized caverns. I'm going to be a leaf cutter. With some black ants, some wood ants, counterparts. Place one is older than I am. Well, it's not older than me. My first machine was a ZX Spectrum. Playing such delightful games as Chucky Egg and Manic Miner. No, they were hard. People talk about Dark Souls being hard. Compared to Manic Miner, it's a walk in the park. See you later. I don't think it's that. I think it's basically clicking that. I don't think should turn it off because it does at the minute. What I think it should do is it should turn it on if it's not on, but not turn it off. I think that's where that's stemming from. Clicking off a unit option should not turn it off. I love these UI bugs. Great fun, aren't they? Okay, that's fine. So it's on embankment. Game. Time. I think I will actually use this anyway as the test play as well. Once I get the mole cricket going. Gotta let it do its thing. Its thing. Oh, whilst it's doing its thing, I can carry on going through some of these. Okay, so added notification for forward flies. So there should be some information when the player plays a level with forward flies in there. If the player tries to restart a level whilst rewards are waiting, they are now given a warning that they may lose their rewards and the opportunity to collect them. So a warning comes up if you try and restart the level with rewards waiting. Quitting Extremis or restarting will still reward the unlock points up to that point. So if you quit out of Extremis or restart the level at any point, it will still give you your reward points now. Added in the ability to prevent creatures from being knocked back, and fleeing. So creatures now have the ability to disable that. Disabled towers being knocked back in the Christmas level. In testing the Uber Whip Spider towards the end was sending all your towers flying, but that's been disabled now. Okay, looks like we're going.
These loyal subjects will lay the...
Begone, evil spambot, begone. Banish the spambot. You are banished. Oh, I'm not here to do this. I'm not here to actually play yet. Hey! Matt's added the button graphics for the mole cricket for the battle arena. Right, let me just deal with that quickly. No, the nest egg wasn't a cabin with enemies. Thankfully. Hopefully that hasn't gone wrong yet. Yet. There is still time. Mole cricket is wood creatures, isn't it? So it's actually this panel. Mole cricket off. Mole cricket hover. And mole cricket pressed. Excellent. A good day all round. Some point the new tab will be added here. I won't be able to bring this up anymore. Okay, so the level I was testing in was Embankment. coffee. It's all gone. Again. Why is the coffee always gone? I think the truth is that I notice it when it's not there. When I've got it, it's just like background. Okay, so my plan now is we're going to get the Mole Cricket into free play. There's a couple of things that need to be edited in the free play director in order to do that. The Uber Mole Cricket. Then once that's done, we're going to playtest level. We're going to playtest a free play level. As Leaf Cutters, we're just going to play for a bit. And hopefully nothing will go wrong. There was a change we made which will cause some deep changes to abilities. I don't think they'll cause a problem, but they might. So I need to keep an eye out for creatures getting stuck when using an ability, or maybe abilities not going off correctly whilst testing. It's a fix for something, but it might have broken other things. It shouldn't have done, but it might have done. Okay, so carrying on. Null pointer check added to prevent a crash. So there's a crash that's been fixed. Some minor changes to funnel webs in an attempt to make them more function better in free play. So the funnel webs should be a little bit better in free play. Fixed a pathing issue with an open exit in Towhead. Painting issue with an open exit in Towhead. It's just a painting issue on the Towhead map. Fixed a spelling mistake on a couple of free play multiplier scoreboard entries. Smoothed some landscape where the vertices were clearly visible in 2-2. Remove perturbation of tiles poking through the seabed in 2-2. Player tool now selected properly for new ant species. Oh, sorry, that's again, that's something to do with future stuff that's coming. That's not bug fixing. So basically, more stuff's been added for ant species that are going to be added to the game. Yeah, that's more of the same. Forum link changed to Discord. What's new link updated? And tooltips updated appropriately. Oh, that tooltip. Let's deal with that now. Okay, I should be able to deal with that right now. What was it? Free play? Is it free play? No, extra levels. It should only take me a second. It should literally be some text here. Play the above selected level. The Christmas level present now glows when you hover over it in the main menu. Fix added for creatures getting stuck in the tunnel exit, which happened to people on with low frame rates. So that's been added. Fixed an issue where creatures could end up stuck in the air when they were picked up. In rare situations. Some fixes have been added to prevent creatures freezing sometimes during behavior tree resets when using abilities. Some visual tile bugs underground fixed. Fix added that could cause praying mantises to freeze on rare occasions. And that's the one that could mess things up that I told you about. Okay, so we're up to date on that. That's everything. That's everything that'll be coming with this patch. And, of course, the mole cricket stuff that I'm about to add. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom into the ground so I haven't got so much graphical lag. Free play director. That's what the coronavirus would say. Actually, I'm based in Liverpool, and in Liverpool they're running a test at the minute where anyone can get viral tests, whether you've got symptoms or not. It's a pilot scheme that's running here, and they're rolling out to other areas of the country. And the idea was to get kind of a snapshot of the population. So I literally did a test for it yesterday. Just not because I had symptoms or anything. Just because it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. Just because they're looking for everyone to go get it done, so they can get a snapshot of where everyone's up to, and who's got it. So the chances of me of getting it between now and then are very slim, unless my daughter brought it back from nursery yesterday. Then I'm very sure I don't have the virus. Or, the test might have produced a false negative. But me and my wife both were tested, so I very much doubt that. What's this? Okay, so that should be it, to be honest. think that's it. I don't think there's anything else that I need to do. I managed to pull part of your brain out through your nose. It was actually a self-test you do. So they give you a kit. If you drive in, you're told not to wind down your window at all until they're passing the kit in. They kind of send you to these various to the bay that you're assigned to. You pass the kit through the window, then you have to park somewhere. Whilst you're parked, you follow the instructions. It takes a while to read, just because there's a couple of pages of this leaflet, but ultimately you take the stick out, you scrape it on your tonsils for 10 seconds, then you put the swab up your nose and spin it around for 15 seconds. Both of them feel a bit weird, and then you dip it in. You put it into this tube that's got liquid in the bottom. You seal that, put it into bags and whatnot, seal it, and then they scan your QR code that you were sent on your phone, and then scan the code that's on the bag that's got your sample in, so they match it together. And it took about, I think with me it was slightly over 24 hours before I got the results. My wife got the results about 4 hours before I did. But it was simple enough. I think once you've had it done once as well, it'd be simpler because you know what to expect. The vast majority of the time was just trying to deal with all these, trying to read this leaflet and make sure we got it exactly right as it needs doing. Right, I think that's fine. I think that's done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a breakpoint here for now. Move that breakpoint for a second. I'm just gonna submit this because I think we're done with this now. I think I can submit it and happily say that Mole Cricket and Mole Cricket Uber have been added to Battle Arena, and Mole Cricket Uber has been added to free play. I've clearly done something else as well, but I can't remember what. Oh, I think that'll be something to do with the... I don't know. Trying to think what I did with the main game widgets, because I've got them checked out for some reason, but I can't remember why. Yes, I did fix the... Well, I deleted the word demo. That's all I did. That's submitting now. Right, I'm just going to get myself a drink. I'll be back in a minute. Whew. Right. Look, it's auto-saving. I just thought of something else that needs to be done. What Ubermole cricket and obstacles? Let me know what you mean, Huff. But yeah, I thought of something that I need to do, which is oh, you make a good point there. I guess they would be able to make sure they can't. Where's my pad? Check fake creatures made through invisible barriers So make not invisible barriers, destructible barriers. Cannot be knocked back. There's actually more than one location where that might be an issue. Because there's the invisible queen creature as well. So after the queen dies, it produces a fake creature. So basically, so creatures don't just run away on the floor. That creatures attack for a while. That needs to be prevented from knockback as well. But I think they're both the same creature, so I'll look into it. Look into that next after I've dealt with this. So your scoreboard section should look at. I think it's literally that I want to add in. Well, not literally that, because I've got to change it to say unlocked Uber Mall cricket in free play. I will check, because they will be in the. They'll be, oh, I didn't mean to paste that there. Okay. Oh, there we are. So bleed's a funny one, because There isn't an immunity to bleed. So if we have a quick look at the, what is it? It's destructible barrier. Looks like Matt's got it checked out at the minute. I don't think he'll be meaning to have it checked out, but looks like he does. I think he checked it out to check a bug. Okay, so what is spawned is a creature class called Invisible Barrier. Which has the creature name Hermit Crab. So it'll do whatever a hermit crab does. Oh. Yeah, that can't be right. Although, are the stats overridden? The stats might be overridden. Yeah, okay, so stats are overridden. So it doesn't matter what it is. Unfortunately, though, I can't... I can no longer edit stats from here because they only be edited on the instance. Knockback's an important one. So I will do that. Oh, yeah, Matt's got it checked out. I can't do that. To be fair, I should probably actually create an entry in the stat sheet for it. I'll write it down. come back to it later. I think it's because I'd overridden the stats. But overridden stats are on a per creature basis, so perhaps not the right thing to do. Anyway, I've noted it down. Okay, so we are going to get back to our test. Let's get testing! Oh, finally! It only took the entirety of the stream. Okay, so what's left today is I'm going to run this test for a while, probably about 40 minutes. Then once I've satisfied myself that there's nothing horrific going on with the changes to the creature, with the fixes to the creature AI, then the stream will end and I'll go get some lunch. Then after lunch, I'm going to start packaging the build. Now I will package a Win64 version of the build and then put that up on the open beta on Steam first, and then I'll start packaging the others, and it'll basically give, if anyone wants to help run a few tests at that point, you'd be welcome to whilst I'm packaging the others, because if you find a horrific bug, then there'll be time for me to cancel the packaging. So that's the plan. But first, let's play.
This nest may be small, but given a chance, it will grow to become a sprawling underground city.
I want some game music. I must have turned it off for some reason. Look at the cute little minions running around. Okay. Trying to work out where to put my waste disposal. Guess here will do. I don't want to put it here because that's the direction I want to build my colony in. Not really playing to win this, I'm playing to test. Hi Raptor, good to have you with us today. You join me as I properly get into testing the level. I think I managed to bottleneck myself early on here. So I'm going to give my colony a couple of minutes to get itself sorted. It's really the minims that need the time, because they need the time to take the rubbish away. I'm not really planning on using this for anything, so I'm going to create a shortcut.
This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers.
See you in about half. I'm not going anywhere for a while.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
Right. Okay, we're now running out of leaves. It's probably time to send the ants above ground to gather. Okay. Right, I need to start thinking about minims next. So I'm gonna build myself a small room, not Medea, sorry. Build myself a small Medea room here. Hello, Medea. I may as well just open that up so we got faster access for leaves. I'll have a quick scout around the map to see if anything weird's going on. That's a big part of what I'm doing at the minute, is checking for weirdness. Didn't think I had the map option turned on. Okay, that's something to check. There's a war going on down here. Medea's like carrying one. This is a 2v2. In my opinion, leaf crystals are weaker. Killing bugs gives no reward. It does for the others. Yes, however, you've also got your own food source, so you're not in competition with the others either. It's a funny one. The colonies in the game are not balanced against each other because they are really campaign things. So they're not all going to be made equal. I did open them up to free play just to allow people to fight whatever you want against whatever you want. But I think essentially if for example we ever made multiplayer, the what you'd be fighting is Formicroraptor versus Formicroraptor pretty much all the time because they are hands down the most powerful colony. Apart from maybe the counterbot colony, you could argue that. But I think for anything balanced, any balancing I do, if we ever made multiplayer, would be just based around form corrector versus form corrector. I'm not going to try and balance everything versus everything. So basically, the various form corrector options need to be balanced against one another. I do sort of try and bring things slightly in line with each other, but not to the extent where I'm going to damage campaign levels. There's another way it could be done as well, which I have considered. I will consider further down the line, depending on the way things go, but which is to break out the multiplayer, the free play balance into its own stat sheet. So you could then make more dramatic changes that wouldn't impact the campaign. That's what they do in StarCraft, I think. So in StarCraft, like, unit stats are completely different in the campaign than they are in. But yeah, I'm not too worried about balance at the minute in that respect, because our main focus is currently the campaign. So as long as the campaign levels feel the difficulty they should be, that's going to be the main focus for now. But yes, this is a 2v2. I'm basically testing things to make sure we haven't broken anything, because we've done a load of bug fixes recently. Just making sure the bug fixes haven't destroyed anything. I think we need to go harvest some different leaves now. Funny how you can break things with bug fixes. Fix one thing and another thing breaks. Hopefully that won't have happened. Praying that hasn't happened. Right. I'm going to bring my Medea underground because I want to expand. I'm just going to use them to kill this hermit crab. Need some mages. That's why I'm trying to expand. Right, I have to start to go a little bit further afield now. Once we've harvested these. Played this 2v1v1 a while, and while my ally was quite active early on one attack, some enemy ants got in his colony, helped him clear the invaders, but after that he was not active anymore. Yeah, there's some if you have your ally down, sometimes their attack groups can get wiped out, and if their attack groups are wiped out, they won't necessarily recover from it. The cheats help, so if you got the cheats on, they should eventually be able to respawn their units. However, I think there might also be just a flat out bug with it that can cause the AI to glitch. Yeah, there's definitely more work that needs to be done with the AI.
The workers have done all they can to improve these leaf stores.
Oh, beat your spider. I think it's only a medium one. I haven't seen any horrific bugs so far, which is good. It's promising. How's my ally doing? Seems fine. How are we doing? Yeah, still plenty of leaf storage and whatnot. We're tootling along quite nicely here. Might have to attack soon. Yeah, I'm probably not strong enough for it yet. I haven't really upgraded anything yet. That said, as long as I don't attack the counterpart colony, might be able to trim off the other guy. He's just hanging around these areas waiting for stuff to drop. Go further afield, mate. Go there.
The workers have done all they can to improve this highway.
Yeah, I'm getting slowdowns now. Mine will be running slower than most people's because it's because I'm in the editor, and whilst the editor's running, it's got to run a lot of other things as well. All the debug stuff and whatnot. Then maybe some of you are quite used to this speed. I don't really think there's much I can do to improve it because apart from killing enemies.
The workers have done all they can to improve these leaf stores.
One more. Gonna get those few little leaves that are left. Then might be time to go further afield. I could gather stuff from my ally. Depends if I want conflict yet. I think I do. I haven't got a huge amount of time to test this because I need to get the package going. Everything improved waste. Things are moving a bit quicker now. Ah, Huff's back. Big fights, tunnel fights. The leaf cutters they actually do have an advantage in that they've got 3 sized ants. So, and they don't collide with each other. So the mages can walk over the other 2. The Medea can go. Well, basically the Medea, Major, and workers, none of them share the same collision area. So, oh, hang on, I'm being attacked, aren't I? Yeah, unfortunately, it's the one that I didn't want to attack me is attacking me. Oh, the army ants are going to build up here. This is not what I want. Oh, water's rising. Water's rising. That'll... Oh, it's 44 seconds away. Right, I need to give the army ants a chance to cool off after the fighting, so their ability drains. Looks like they were just coming over here to try and gather resources by the look of it. I'm wondering if they've spotted the fish there. Just why they thought that'd be a good harvesting location. Water's rising in a minute anyway, so that'll trim off some of their army. I don't want this fight, do I? That's 2 colonies. Why on earth would I want that fight? Everyone home. Army ants and wood ants. Terrifying. Alright, well, I guess we can gather some leaves from underground whilst we're being camped. You think they're just loitering because that's where combat was last? Yeah, they don't actually look like they were coming to attack me. I think they were just investigating the nearby areas. It's what I mean about being able to get multiple different sizes. In a minute it's hard to see because they're fleeing, because that's one of their abilities, but... Will you go away, please? God, they're just hanging out outside my base. I'm just making sure that these actually are going to move on. Because I'm assuming what they're doing at the minute is harvesting. They don't seem to be managing it. Okay, let's have a look at the AI. Okay, something's going wrong here. This is failing. Okay. I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm doing at the minute. Sometimes I forget to dock the window because it's only showing the one window. Okay, so basically creatures are getting stuck somewhere now in Harvest Resource. This is exactly the kind of thing I needed to spot. So I think some creatures are harvesting, but they're not coming out of it. It's hard to spot because of this delay. Because there's an 8-second delay timer there where creatures start harvesting before they finish. I mean, I'm personally not sure these creatures are actually doing anything. That's Wood Ant Soldier 58, and it's viewing a chunk of food. Who's this? Who's this I've got here? Wood Ant Soldier 129. It's just constantly looping through here. Oh, it looks like it's giving up. Oh, it managed it in the end. Okay. Yeah, there's something. I think that change must have messed something up with harvesting. So I think we're getting a lot of harvesting fails now. And even some just frozen ants. Is that across the board? Doesn't like anyone's harvesting from this fish. Could do with viewing a corpse that creatures are harvesting from. I think this is going to probably end our play session here. Right. Because I think I'm going to need to go into detail about this, to be honest. Okay, right. Right, so I've got something I need to work on. This isn't something I'm going to do on stream, and the stream has to come to an end now, unfortunately. Yes, past 2 hour mark. We do have we are going to come to an end. So I've discovered something that I thought I'd discover today, which is a bug, and it's probably been brought about by this change that's been made to try and fix another bug. So yeah, it's a case of one thing cascading onto another. So that's going to do it for today. Thanks very much for joining me. We're hoping to get this package out soon, but we do have to make sure it's all bug free, because this is a bug fixing patch, and it'd be great if we introduced more bugs than we removed. So yeah, the couple of new features coming that you saw today, some tiny little things here and there. But yeah, thanks very much for joining me. Bug. Maybe fix? Yeah. So I will see you next time. Hopefully it won't be too long away. And hopefully we'll be able to get this patch out to you guys soon, as soon as I've managed to solve the bugs that we've introduced. Oh yeah, okay, so thanks very much. See you next time.